Now on NBC Palm Springs at 5, charges filed against 2 Cathedral City teenagers arrested for murder. We'll have the latest details from the courtroom.
Also tonight, a nonprofit organization has started the rehabilitation process for damaged areas from the Rosa fire. Hear from the experts leading that process ahead.
And investigators collecting more evidence from the Haro home in Cabazon as the search for missing 7-month-old Emmanuel continues.
And those hot temperatures continue into the weekend. While more on that full forecast coming up. NBC Palm Springs at 5 starts right now.
Now, this is NBC Palm Springs.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Sandusky.
And I'm Mark Mester. We start tonight as 2 Cathedral City teenagers were officially charged with murder today. That's tonight's top story. 18-year-old Christian Millward and 19-year-old James Carter were arrested this week for the fatal shooting of a 13-year-old in Cathedral City. Police say this was gang-related. And tonight, our Brett Rosen has more from what law officials are saying parents need to look out for.
Here in Cathedral City, to my left, you can see the visual left behind for 13-year-old Alan Martinez, the boy that was shot here just last week. Now, the 2 individuals that are suspected in this crime had their arraignment today at the Indio Larson Justice Center. And local law enforcement tell me that this is a gang-related crime, and this just shows the harsh reality of getting involved in something so dangerous. Today, defendants James Carter and Christian Millward were set for arraignment at the Larson Justice Center in Indio. They were arrested earlier this week for being the prime suspects in a shooting in Cathedral City on the streets of Mission Indian in Whispering Palms, killing a 13-year-old boy named Alan Martinez. The Cathedral City Police Department says they believe this was a gang-related crime. Commander John Eno says gang-related crimes in the city is not very common, but it's something officers are trained for.
Most of our officers and our investigators are very well versed in who our gang members are, who's associating with who. And so when something happens, they tend to kind of have an idea of which way to go and where to look during their investigation.
Police say Alan Martinez was part of a gang at just 13 years old. And Eno says he has not had a case with a victim as young as Martinez. Law enforcement say in some cases, gang members are getting younger and younger.
Where, you know, in the late 90s, early 2000s, your memberships were in the 20s, 30s. And gradually over the last decade or so, they've been trickling down to where you've got 13 to 14, 15-year-olds who are associating with gangs throughout the valley and also in our city as well.
Law enforcement say it starts at home, and parents need to be mindful of the type of people your children are hanging out with and talking to.
You know, it's a tragic event. I would say, is a reminder for parents to be mindful of who their friends are, who their children's friends are, who they're associating with, know their social media activity, who and where they're talking. This case should be an eye-opener for parents that their children, if they fall into the wrong hands, could be a victim of a crime.
Now, with the arraignment earlier today, there was enough evidence for the DA's office to press charges on both suspects. And as this case continues, we will continue the coverage. Here in Cathedral City, I'm Brett Rosen, NBC Palm Springs.
Brett, thank you. And more local news tonight. Investigators confirming they've collected the cell phones of Rebecca and Jake Haro, the parents of missing 7-month-old Emmanuel. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department saying multiple items have been collected for evidence processing as the search for the Cabazon infant hits the 1-week mark today. Emmanuel was reported missing last outside of a Big 5 in Yucaipa. Meanwhile, his father, Jake, has a court appearance scheduled for September 2nd for violating probation. Jake was arrested last year for being a convicted felon and narcotic addict in possession of an illegal firearm. He has previously been convicted of child cruelty in 2018.
A person is dead tonight after drowning in the Indio Canal today. The Indio Police Department confirms an investigation is underway. That drowning was reported around 11:30 this morning near Avenue 44 west of Dillon Road. The Riverside County Sheriff's dive team is working to recover the body. No other details have been made available.
We have an update on the Palm Springs fertility clinic bombing. The American Reproductive Center in Palm Springs, which was the target of that attack, is now fully up and running at their new location. The group on social media announcing that their IFV and andrology lab is operational and that their continued work has already resulted in a successful pregnancy. Their clinic was the target of that bombing on May 17th on North Indian Canyon Drive. The clinic's new location is on the same street. It opened up just a matter of weeks later. In a quote, the clinic said, "We are incredibly proud of the outstanding quality of care we continue to provide and are so grateful for the trust of our patients during this transition. Thank you for your continued love and support as we rebuild stronger than ever."
Just 2 weeks after the Rosa fire was contained, the Friends of the Desert Mountains started the rehabilitation process for several parcels of land that were burned. Today, the focus was Palm Canyon Trailhead. Tiani Jadaling joins us live in studio. She spoke with those with the nonprofit organization and has details. Tiani.
Mark, today was about documenting and recording species recovery around the 16-mile trail. Volunteers tell me they have one main goal, and it's to get these trails open and safe for everyone. Earlier this month, the Rosa fire burned 422 acres of conserved land. 2 parcels surrounding this Palm Canyon trailhead, totaling up to 15 acres, was part of that damage. And this morning, Friends of the Desert Mountains, alongside the U.S. Forest Service, started the recovery process.
When the fire took place, they had to create a road outside of the trail, and so they had to bring that road back in. So a lot of dirt, a lot of rocks, everything like that was brought back in.
Friends of the Desert Mountains owns the upper part of the trailhead. According to the nonprofit, it's a piece of land that was conserved in the early 2000s and will take a lot of resources to rehab and make safe for those who use the trail.
With being a nonprofit, of course, we accept donations and would really appreciate the public helping us out here and helping our nonprofit, you know, get this trail back open.
This Palm Canyon trail stretches down to Palm Springs. Experts with the Friends of Desert Mountains tell me rehab could take up to a year, meaning those that frequent this trail won't be able to access it for some time. The organization's main concern at the moment has to do with erosion, especially if the San Bernardino National Forest could see heavy rain in its future.
We don't know what type of holes that it's going to create. You know, you just don't know what those valleys are going to do with the rain.
And during this time, they have one request for those in the area.
Please respect the closure of the Upper Palm Canyon Trail so that we can start working on fixing the trail to make it safe for everyone as soon as possible.
Other areas the nonprofit will focus on will be Belvedere Road and Wilderswil Drive, just north of 74. Live in studio, I'm Tiani Jadaling, NBC Palm Springs.
Tiani, thank you. We have a live look outside our Agua Caliente casino camera in Rancho Mirage. They mentioned, you know, something that may be a concern in the future is if they see a little rain in the area. And I know with some moisture moving into the area, maybe that's something we might start to see this weekend.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to say a chance because
Yeah.
I feel like I get people excited.
Yeah.
And the weather has a mind of its own. So a chance of rain, and I hope we see it because I'm going to be honest. I wasn't loving the heat today.
Yeah.
I have little ones in the car, and it is just too hot to even go down the road and get my morning coffee. So I'm definitely excited for some cooler conditions. 115 right now in downtown Palm Springs at the airport. Those winds from the south-southeast direction. So why are we getting that moisture? We have a wind shift with the summer monsoonal moisture moving in from the southeast. So it draws up that moisture from the south. Also, it's all due to this ridge of high pressure, this massive high pressure over the southwest. We're not the only ones seeing those hot conditions. Extreme heat warning. This will come as no surprise if you have been outside at all today. You also might notice it's a little bit more humid today. Going to be a little bit worse as far as humidity goes into our Friday with that cloud cover starting to move in. We'll see those numbers rise as well. So maybe scale back at a degree or two on temperatures tomorrow, but I don't know if it'll feel a lot better with it being very humid out there. I mentioned we're not the only ones seeing those hot conditions. Here's just a little bit of a zoom out showing you that extreme heat warning covering a good portion of Southern California. Heat advisory for portions of the Inland Empire, but that extreme heat warning extends into Los Angeles there, also into portions of Nevada, Arizona. No surprise there. So that's going to continue, like I said, through the first part of our weekend. As far as wind gusts go right now, southeast direction, not bad winds, not a huge concern for us this week. Your evening shoal forecast still very hot at 6 p.m. I would not recommend. I would still wait till later in the evening, wait till that sun sets, and even at that point, And make sure you are staying hydrated out there. Here's what you compare a 3-day forecast. 113 for our Friday, getting closer to seasonal by the weekend. We'll break down more you can expect in that full forecast coming up.
Chloe, thank you for that. The city of Indio has announced its plans for this year's September 11th Remembrance Ceremony and groundbreaking for a new memorial. Community members are invited to gather in remembrance on Thursday, September 11th at 9 in the morning at Miles Avenue Park. It's to honor the lives lost. The ceremony will additionally recognize our local first responders and military heroes. After the ceremony, a groundbreaking service for a new memorial will take place. This new Indio 9/11 memorial feature a 12-foot tall steel artifact shipped from the former World Trade Center. The memorial project is, quote, designed to inspire a sense of collective humanity and community, creating a space for reflection, remembrance, and education.
If you enjoy museum tours, there's a neat opportunity arriving in September. Doors Open California is holding a statewide celebration, providing tours of historic sites, and Desert Hot Springs is on the list. This initiative is fronted by the California Preservation Foundation. Cabot's Pueblo Museum and the historic Rock House will be proudly featured for an immersive educational experience. You can register for tickets, $20 to access all sites. To learn more about how to register your tickets online, visit our newsroom tab at NBCPalmSprings.com.
The Palm Springs International Airport is getting ready for its 5th annual job fair. It's scheduled for next week. Located in the Palm Springs Convention Center's lobby, the fair is going to offer more than 200 positions ranging from transportation to customer service of many kinds. It'll take place Tuesday, August 26th from 10 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon. For more information, you can visit the newsroom tab of our website. That's NBCPalmSprings.com.
Sounds from a vigil that happened last night for a Desert Hot Springs man killed in a motorcycle crash. 21-year-old Christopher Ventura crashed his bike near the intersection of Palm Drive and Dillon Road. This was Saturday morning. More than 100 family members and friends gathering at the crash site, hoping to raise awareness about the dangerous road conditions in Desert Hot Springs.
I've met people that have known him for a few hours. I've met people that have known him for a few weeks and some for years. And they all say the same thing. He focused on making you laugh. He focused on making sure that everyone around him was loved. And he focused on making sure that everybody was okay, putting other people's interests and everything in front of his own. And to know that that was my little brother just makes me proud.
Tonight in our 6 o'clock newscast, we'll hear from the family of the man killed in that crash. We're now asking for changes to the roadway. We'll also hear from the city of Desert Hot Springs and its police department about safety steps that they hope to implement to save more lives. Our Alondra Campos has that full report tonight at 6 o'clock.
Coming up next tonight here at 5 o'clock, the Florida Lieutenant Governor traveled right here to California today. We'll tell you why coming up.
Plus, Arizona iced tea could see its first price hike in 3 decades. The reason behind the change, that's after the break.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
These are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating. And we couldn't agree more. NBC Palm Springs News. Even after committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 5.
Florida's Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins traveled to California today to personally escort an undocumented truck driver who's accused of causing a deadly crash on the Florida Turnpike. Governor Collins spoke with reporters before escorting Harjinder Singh onto a plane for their return to Florida, assuring that the state of Florida takes immigration policy enforcement seriously. The man deported made an illegal U-turn in a tractor trailer that killed 3 people traveling in a minivan.
That is why I'm here today, to make sure this guy is brought to justice right back in Florida, to let our folks know we will go to any step necessary to make sure that freedom remains, that justice is served, and the rule of law is held accountable.
Collins repeatedly attacked California Governor Gavin Newsom during that press conference, talking about what he called Newsom's, quote, failed policies on immigration that allowed Singh to get a California state commercial driver's license after he came to the U.S. illegally in 2018.
It's long been known as one of the best deals in the beverage industry, 99 cents for a 22-ounce can of Arizona iced tea. But the Arizona Beverage Company says they're dealing with the reality of price hikes. The 99-cent price of the can has stayed that way for over 30 years, but the affordable price has become harder to maintain for the company. And according to an NBC report, those iconic cans caused the American company to use more than 100 million pounds of aluminum per year, with about 20% of that supply coming from Canada. The White House announced in June tariffs on aluminum would double by 25%.
Aluminum is up about 40%. So if you buy 100 million pounds, and if it's $1 a pound, it's $40 million cost.
The price for a plastic bottle of Arizona tea is currently $1.25, but it should scale back to $1 soon enough.
All right, tonight we're giving you a live look from our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera. Chloe Carlson standing by with the latest on this heat, details in our forecasts. On the other side of this break, we'll be right back.
And happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome back. Right now, we're taking a live look at the Walter Clark Highway 11 cam in Rancho Mirage. A little bit more cloud cover out there today. We've started to see those cumulus clouds kind of bubble over those mountains. That'll continue to be the case as we get into the weekend. So a little bit more humid out today, and definitely a warm one, 116 for the high today, just a degree away from that record-breaking number. We are supposed to start scaling back on those normal average highs. So 107 is normal for us this time of year. That's exciting. We're slowly starting to get cooler. Autumn is just around a month away. At this hour, 112 degrees on the southeast end in Indio, 110 degrees in Desert Hot Springs, just below triple digits in Yucca Valley. Overnight tonight, not getting a lot of relief in the overnight hours. Will be in the mid to high 80s here in the Coachella Valley. Tomorrow morning for your Friday morning walk forecast, we will be in the 90s by 6 o'clock. That's incredible. 95 degrees by 8 a.m., triple digits by 10 a.m. So all you need to know is make sure you are starting very early, and even at that, make sure you are keeping hydrated out there, because it's going to be in the 90s by 6 a.m. Surface moisture also rising tomorrow, so it's going to feel a little bit more muggy out there, and those conditions stay consistent into the weekend. Ridge of high pressure center inching closer to the desert southwest. For our Friday, we'll see more cloud cover out there tomorrow, not really helping those temperatures that much for our Friday. Rain chances do begin tomorrow, but kind of steering clear of the desert. There's a slight chance we could see a little bit into northern Palm Springs, maybe a little bit for Cathedral City, but this is very light accumulation, if any at all. The best chances look to be the weekend into early next week for us here in the Coachella Valley. So for Saturday, again, changing a little bit from what we normally forecast, but it looks like we could very much see a little bit of rain in the surrounding area for our Saturday and Sunday. 40% chance Saturday and Sunday for us here on the desert floor. Those chances continue into our Monday and Tuesday. So it looks like it'll cover most of the Coachella Valley. Like I said, this is very light accumulation, low to moderate rainfall amounts per hour. Here's a look at your confident 7-day forecast. So stay in the 1 teens for our Friday seasonal with chances of rain starting on Saturday. We'll cool down to 101 by next Tuesday.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more. The NBC Palm Springs Sports Desk with Tim O'Brien. Brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
Well, you've heard them talking about it all week, and the time is finally here. High school football officially begins tonight at Rancho Mirage High School. You've got the Rattlers hosting the Christian Patriots, and that's where we find the hosts of our very own Friday Night Lights show. Tim O'Brien, Caitlin Kelly out there. Guys, I know it's hot, but tell us more about the action on the field we expect to see.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. It is already here, Olivia, and no one likes us to complain. No one cares when we complain because everybody's dealing with it. It's awfully hot.
It is so hot. Fortunately, we found a nice shady area where you can still see the action going on behind us. It is Thursday night after all, so JV hitting the field right now before varsity hits the field later on tonight.
Yeah, Rancho Mirage, highly touted. We're going to talk, of course, to Coach Matthews coming up tonight at 6. They're going to. My number one question to him is, how do you get through with all these high expectations? How do you keep this team grounded? Because they are the number 1 team in the Valley this year. There's no secret about it. They have the potential and the leadership, the senior heavy roster to make a deep run. So tonight's a big test against a good Christian team, but
yes,
they've got to stay grounded here all season long.
They do, and all eyes, I think, on Jeremiah Johnson tonight. This kid, I think, has league MVP expectations, and we haven't even seen the first kickoff yet. So a lot of really high expectations for this Rancho team, and they're going to have their hands full tonight with this Christian team out of El Cajon. This team went 4-0 in league last year, so it's going to be a really good test to start the season off tonight.
Yeah, they play in a tough league in the San Diego area. Noah Hook also, of course, both on the Desert Suns top 10 list. You know Coach Matthews brings that intensity, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens here on the field tonight. Kickoff at 7:30. What's one thing you're looking forward to most?
Honestly, the expectation with this team, I'm excited to see these kids ball out. Yeah. Quite frankly, they're so disciplined, and I'm excited to see some fireworks tonight from the Rancho Mirage Rattlers.
It's going to be good. We'll have more, of course, tonight and tomorrow for Friday Night Lights, but quickly, somebody you and I know very well, winning the James H. Ellery Award, which is excellence for their broadcasting in minor league hockey. Congratulations going out to Gino Lamont.
Gino Lamont, the best in the business. Love that guy, and so deserving. So excited for congratulations, Gino. You deserve it all.
Producer and host of Hockey Night Coachella Valley puts everything he has into that show, and it's well deserved, and he's being recognized for it. So again, congratulations, Gino. We'll be back here tonight at Rancho Mirage coming up at 6. For Caitlin Kelly, I'm Tim O'Brien. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connection.
All right, before we go tonight, if you're wanting to know what song to listen to next or maybe what movie to watch next, well, check out your zodiac sign. It can help you also find a love match sometimes or know when to search for a new job. But now it's helping a lot of people decide what to stream. Netflix is now offering show and movie recommendations all based on your zodiac sign. The new astrology hub called Your Zodiac Watch List just launched today. The row of curated titles matches the vibes of the corresponding zodiac sign, so you've got to look up your zodiac sign first if you don't know it. I'm a Sagittarius. Anyone
Libra.
No, Libra, okay. I don't really know what that means or what it would correlate to.
No.
But I'm sure Sagittarius and Libra are going to have some really cool recommendations for us.
I know. Hopefully Wednesday.
Does
that go?
Sure.
Maybe it goes long.
Why not?
I don't know.
New series. Watch it.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Nightly News is next, and we're back at 6 with the latest local headlines. We'll see you then.